The least important relationship that I have in my life is my environment. Then it is my people, my community, people in my life. And then it's my higher power. And then the most important relationship in my life is the one that I have with myself. I thought it was just me and my higher power was the most important relationship. Higher power, higher power. But then I learned that, what is that relationship without having a relationship with myself? Like, I had to develop a relationship with myself and do all that investigating, seeking, and work and research to be able to get support and assistance from my higher power. When I learned all that information, it strengthened my relationship with my higher power. Now, it's very necessary to have a healthy environment, a safe environment, a thriving environment. Very important. My recovery worked from the outside in. I worked on, and I think this is just naturally how it goes, because that's just what I could see in those early days, is outside things. And so I worked on my environment first in more of the earlier recovery days. And that was of great importance because I don't get to have the other. So when I make that a thing and then I protect that and I secure that and I'm consistent and I, say I move or I have a place that's peaceful, then I start, what happens is my relationships with people will start to change or improve. Maybe some come, maybe some go. But as I work from that ring to this ring of people relationships, and those relationships with people get healthier, it's almost like I get to be me more and I get to grow better. And so it's like that outer ring supports the next ring and then the next ring as it builds up into like a pyramid. And so it's like that great foundation and security I need from the environment. And then my relationships with people will improve or change, which is necessary and good, but uncomfortable. And then my higher power relationship is I start like listening better. I start understanding better. I'm communicating more often with my higher power. And this all leads me to having the strength and ability to honor who I am as a person more often. I need all that support. I need that safety. I need that love. And when I have that, I reach me better. I get to be who I am more easily around people that accept me for me, that aren't needing something from me, that aren't judging me or trying to change something about me, but that are just accepting me for me, helps me accept me for me. And when I get to learn more about me, I get to bring things to my higher better too. Like it trickles back out, because it's like by having the ability to reach me gave me a better union with my higher power. And so I've developed this intense union with myself where I'm listening to myself. I'm getting out of harmful situations that are, not serving me, or I'm not staying loyal to unsafe situations or people for longer than I need to. I'm, doing the things that I like, and I'm not sticking around doing things that I don't like. Like all these things that I research about myself over time strengthen who I am, because I start making myself that the priority in my life. And if I'm always just waiting on, like, I need to bring something to my higher power to talk about. Like, I need to know what my needs are to talk to my higher power about that, and to identify them specifically. Like I need this to know this, and just bring it up there, say it up there, and then see what happens and let that happen. I know, like, when I've moved or I needed an answer for something, I was like, I need this, and this that will just really signal to me that answer. And so I guess it feels like, I feel like a little bit uneasy. I feel like who would want to listen to me, or I shouldn't say that to my higher power. Like, there's times when I've said prayers where I was getting really vulnerable and specific to my higher power, like almost feeling like I didn't have the right to ask, but I did it anyways. And, I just would be like, yeah, like, I need an answer for this, and I need to be like in a setting that's like this, and I need to know this to be released from this. And I remember one day I said that I won't get, like, I was specific, I won't say names, but I asked for that. And like the next day it like came and I got my answer. I was blown away. Like one time I was like, I was really, I was talking to my higher power because I was starting to get to know myself, right? And so it was like, I was just like letting myself have permission to ask for things that I needed, which I was not used to doing, but I was like struggling with something, and I was like just struggling and trying to get this answer I couldn't get. And I was like, and so I said this prayer. I was just like, I need to know this. And it was just kind of came from my gut. It came from just like, I just need to know this because I need your help. I need to be released from this. Like, this is what I need. And then this guy at the pool, out of nowhere, he goes, just keep trying. Like, I don't know if you're going through something right now, or if you're working on something, but whatever you're doing, just keep trying. And I was working on something, but I didn't tell this guy I was working on anything. And I mean, I was like, is this happening? And like, I was so shocked. But it was like, my higher power answered. And so that's why I find there's so much beauty and strength in being really vulnerable with myself and my higher power. It's like, I had to get really vulnerable and go deep in myself to be like, what do I really need? Like, and really ask me. It was like, I was scared to ask myself. And then when I was able to pinpoint that, then I lifted it up. And then I didn't expect anything to come back, but I've had times and incidences like this where I've just like, I just need this like this and threw it up there. And then I got an answer. So I think that is my part with me, but that part with me also helps my relationship with my higher power. It's like, it really, I think that he wants me to figure it out, the things I might want or need that signal to me something, right? Like, I really get to know myself and account for myself, and by doing that, it just trickles out into all the rest of my relationships. But when it helps my relationship. The most important relationship I have is me with me. But it's not as black and white, because the relationship with me and me helps my relationship with my higher power, all my people in my life and my environment. But I also need the safety of the environment, the health of people. Like it's like it's out but in, but it's in but out, but it's all connected, and it's the same but different. Like, it's just that it's so not black and white. It's almost like, as much as I improve that relationship with me, it improves all the other ones. But I need the outer ones to help improve the relationship with the center one, to get to the center one. So it's almost like, as I work from the outside in, it trickles back out by doing that work. I get to come home to me. And yeah, it's just, it's a beautiful thing. And I would have never, I never thought there was I never thought I could have a relationship with myself. But having that relationship with myself makes it that there's someone here of value. And the more that I respect myself and stick up for myself and go for the things I want and I like, the more that I do that, more things that align with that come to me. And the more that I think that my higher power wants me to honor that person that he created, which is me. And the more that I just love that version and let that version come out, it just gives me so much more peace, and it gives me freedom. It gives me serenity. It gives me things that material things in the outer world and people can't give me. And I get to give me things. I guess I think it should all come from out and in, but I get to give me things and support myself as well and learn about myself and love myself. And that really uplifts so many other things in my life. I didn't have those priorities in order at once at a time. I didn't have that in order. And it is important that I make myself my number one priority. And then that helps everyone else and everything else by doing that. But by putting everyone before me doesn't give the same outcome. And it doesn't work that way. Like, I rip myself off and then I never get fed. I never get fulfilled. And you know what? They're all going to be okay anyways, even if I do take care of myself. And they do better now. Like, all my relationships do better now because I take care of me. And then I stay really connected with myself and my higher power. And it all keeps coming out of that. But when I was depleted and never putting myself first, everything was struggling a lot more than it should be. So yeah, anyways, you just got to do the walk though. You got to walk to get there. And anyways, I will talk to you later. Have a great day. And thanks for being here.